Today is December the 18th, 2020, and I'm going to start my dream. But before I start my dream, because this is the second tape, and I don't want to forget, no one had mask on, okay? No one had mask on. So it starts off with a auto parts store. I know for sure it's an auto parts store, but I don't want to say the name because I may say one name and turn out to be the other name. There's a few of them here. I know for a fact it's an auto parts store because the location exists where I live at. So the auto parts store has a driveway, right? A parking lot. A parking lot there, and then you have a little small street that you can go both ways in right next to the parking lot, and then across the street is a mechanic garage. It's for tires, but they work on all the cars, and I think people bring it more probably there for mechanic work or just as much as the tires. So the dream starts off. I'm in my chair. I'm sitting there, right? I don't know at the time if I knew I was sitting there, but the auto part store door opens and the man come out, and he's got all these men around him, and I would say about 20 if I had to say all these men. As he walked there, he like a donut. He was in the center, and they were all around him. And so as he walked and everything, I'm thinking, I'm going to go over there and say something to this important man. I don't know. I ain't see any cameraman. I think because nowadays it's just automatically in your head. Because who knows? It'll be out there. I can tell somebody, ooh, I say blah, 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 or whatever. So I got out my chair, and for whatever reason, I had my chair, and I was running across the street. And I was dragging my chair with me as I was going across the street. I think probably in me, I don't want anybody taking my chair. So I took my chair with me. And so I couldn't get up on him because he had all those men. I couldn't get next to him. By that time, he made it across the street. So I went right back. He went across the street to the garage, all these men around him. So I went across the street and they went into the garage area. Some office or some all up in there. I was still on the outside in like the open bay area. And I'm sitting on my chair. And in front of me is a mechanic. He's a younger, I'm about 60. He's about barely 40, if 40 something. And he's sitting in his chair. And we're just talking, back and forth. And it clicked. We clicked with each other, right? Which is strange because in my lifetime, I plan on going out alone. I'm not looking for anything, anyone. I'm going out alone. But yet in the dream, we clicked. So next thing I know, the big man comes out, right? And I'm calling him big man like money, big man, big name, big money. People all around him. This time, the same guys that were all around him. I'm not going to try to get up on this guy because I couldn't before. But I looked at his hands as well as the first time he came out the auto parts store, I noticed it as well. What is with the gloves? He had on big transparent gloves. You could see his hand right through, right? Transparent. No one else had gloves on. Why are you wearing gloves? And they're transparent. And so I woke up. And when I woke up, I was like, oh, okay, so what did I dream of? Then I thought, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. I dreamed of Donald Trump. I never dream of Donald Trump. And of course, everybody, you say the news, and I have looked at other people's dream. And so that's what could be what that's about. But in the dream, I never knew it was Donald Trump. Immediately, I knew it was Donald Trump. Who doesn't know what Donald Trump looks like? So I knew it was him. And so the second dream, there was three, but I'm not going to tell the other one because time runs away. The second dream I'm going to add today was I was in this apartment the style is not here. So the style I would think probably could be like in Philadelphia, in places like that. But I was in the high rise floor. I'm on the fifth floor here, but I bet I was on like the sixth or the seventh floor there. But in this apartment, I go to my window and I look out and I see these big dumpsters full of trash, overflowing trash everywhere. So then I move away from the window and then I begin to hear some noise. It's like, what is this noise sound? Then I'm hearing kind of like a commotion. What is that? So I just had to take a step or two back to the window. And I take a step or two back to the window. I get to the window and I look out, and these big dumpsters no longer have trash in them. It's water just pouring out the dumpsters, both of them. It was like if you, like somebody that was in art or something like that, and they do kind of weird things. We call it being creative. And water is coming out the dumpster and just flowing, okay, just like a fountain water, and it's just whoosh, just water everywhere out these dumpsters, and you can hear the commotion of the men, like workmen. I thought, if whatever reason, I don't know, it could have been because of the other dream, even though I woke up, right, and went back to sleep. They were mechanics for whatever reason. But as well, I think they were the dumpster men were out there. It was a commotion of different people. And in front of me was this guy that was just sitting there. I don't know what he was sitting on in the air. In the air. And I'm looking at all the people. The water is the main thing out of these big green dumpsters, and I'm looking out the window trying to get the attention of the man that's sitting in front of me, but he was not having that. He's just looking around at everybody that's going on, right? And again, I have to bring it up because this is strange. I'm going the rest of my life alone. That's my plan. I'm not hooking up, getting with there won't be any of that, okay? For me, everybody takes scripture different, but I'm a divorced person, so in my heart, that's not permitted. That's my stand. Everybody else, you have your stand where you have your stand. But yet I'm sitting up there trying to, well, maybe we can click together. And he's just sitting there, just watching everyone, right? Looking at me, looking around. And the dumpsters are just flowing with water, just bursting out everywhere. And then it stopped. Right? Those dumpsters there were nothing in there, no trash. They were so clean. The noise was gone. And then all of a sudden I heard a noise this way. So I'm like, well, what is that? And just turning my head, I can see big animals, like it was a parade, right? And I'm like, a parade. So I go to the window, two animals. By that time, the last animal goes by in front of me, and then there's no more. I look up the street's clean. When I mean clean, there's no people, there's nothing. So they were all going their way to commotion with the parade. Everybody's happy. And then I woke up. So I'm not going to give what I think. The only thing I will make clear was that even in that dream, no one had mask on. And again, it showed me in both dreams, and the third one that I'm not going to share, but to try to connect, I think I will say that one part. I think it's showing that the world, I'm going to say livable. I'm not even going to say, even though we're living now and everything, but it didn't interfere with everybody's way of life, all the masks and the restrictions and everything. I think it's showing that we already know what the vaccine that has arrived, and people will start getting it. I really don't know how to put it into words without saying the wrong words, but it's like, I guess, supposed to be normal, because what's normal after any war and it, becomes the post era, it's different, right? Even though it's the same, it's not. Change comes, right? And so what I'm just saying, we're not restricted. We're not, I think that's what it's showing with the me trying to, the thing with the first dream, and I don't know what that was. All I know, in both dreams, there were no masks, okay? So the gloves is what I mainly mean. I'm not going to try to give any meaning of what these transparent gloves, what the definition of that, what the interpretation of that, I don't know. But it is showing that, the dumpster is getting cleaned up. I'm not going to take any sides, okay? I voted for Biden. I like Trump. I like Trump a lot. That's what makes this very hard for me, to see him go through this. Although I don't put it all on Trump, and I'm not putting it on regular people that had dreams and was sharing all this. I'm putting it on these big people that were going to him with these prophecies and these dreams. And when you're that person, you don't know, when do you stop? When do you stop when people have brought these so-called prophecies to you, right? You don't know when to stop, right? And so I think that, You know, it just made it difficult for him. And I do feel sorry for him, and I do pray for him. As a Biden, I supported Biden, right? And he's a human being, right? And this is what you do. To me, you don't pray for one and not the other. You pray for everyone involved, right? When we pray, it should be worldwide anyway. It should be for our country, and it should be we're all suffering, and we are all struggling. But to me, the dumpster dream showed that there will be some improvement. There will be light, right, at the end of everything that we're going through. So take care of yourself and have a great day. Bye-bye.